Good evening, sports fans, and welcome back to Chiefs Kingdom Central, where we live and breathe the red and gold of Kansas City football. I'm your host, bringing you the latest on our beloved Chiefs with that electric energy that only NFL drama can deliver. Picture this. It's crunch time in the season, and the air at Arrowhead Stadium is thicker than a Missouri barbecue sauce. The question on everyone's mind? Are the Chiefs staring down a rare playoff miss? Or is this just a bump in the road for one of the league's modern dynasties? Buckle up, because tonight we're diving deep into the big offseason crossroads, rebuild or retool. And trust me, with Patrick Mahomes at the helm, this story is far from over. Let's break it all down. First off, let's set the scene with the cold, hard facts from this roller coaster of a season. The Kansas City Chiefs, those back-to-back Super Bowl champs from just a couple years ago, are teetering on the edge of missing the playoff for the first time since 2014. Yeah, you heard that right. It's been a decade of dominance, but right now, they're fighting tooth and nail to sneak in. To make the postseason, a few stars have to align perfectly. The Chiefs absolutely must win out their remaining games. Started with a heated AFC West showdown against the Los Angeles Chargers this Sunday right here at Arrowhead. Then the Tennessee Titans, the Denver Broncos, and wrapping up against those eternal rivals, the Las Vegas Raiders. If they pull that off, and let's be real, with Mahomes slinging passes like a wizard, it's not impossible. They'd finish at 10-7, a respectable record in this brutal league. But here's where it gets tricky, folks. It's not just about controlling their own destiny. They've got to rely on some help from around the NFL. Take the Indianapolis Colts. They need to drop at least 2 of their last 4 games against the Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Houston Texans. And get this, with Daniel Jones sidelined by injury up in New York. Wait, no, hold on, that's a mix-up. Actually, the Tex points have broader implications, but the Colts' path just got a bit rocky with the league's injury bug biting hard. Meanwhile, those same Chargers, who the Chiefs face first, have to stumble to a 1-3 record or worse in their final stretch, including games against the Dallas Cowboys, the Houston Texans, and the Broncos. Slim chances? You bet. But in the NFL, where underdogs rise and giants fall, anything can happen. Remember that miraculous comeback against the Texans in the 2019 playoffs? Down 24-0 and boom, Chiefs storm back to win 51-31. That's the kind of magic this team has in its DNA. Now, let's zoom in on why we're even having this conversation. On paper, this Chiefs roster is stacked. It's not like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. At the center of it all is Patrick Mahomes. Folks, the magician himself. This guy's not just a quarterback. He's a once-in-a-generation talent. Drafted 10th overall in 2017 out of Texas Tech, Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for a year before exploding onto the scene with 50 touchdowns in his first full season as starter. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings already, including that epic overtime thriller against the Bengals in the 2022 AFC Championship. But this year, the offense has hit some snags. The running back room is a sore spot. Fans are voicing their frustrations loud and clear on social media and in the stands. Isaiah Pacheco has shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency? Not quite there. And the offensive line, that crucial wall protecting Mahomes, could use some reinforcements to keep him upright and slinging those no-look passes we all love. Defensively, it's a mixed bag. Chris Jones, that beast on the D-line, is still disrupting plays like it's his personal mission. Remember his strip sack in Super Bowl 57 that sealed the deal against the Eagles? But injuries and some schematic tweaks under coordinator Steve Spagnuolo have left gaps. Spags, by the way, is a legend. Won Super Bowls with the Giants, upsetting the undefeated Patriots back in '07. Here in KC, he's turned the defense into an opportunistic unit. But this season, they've allowed too many big plays. Statistically speaking, compare this to last year. In 2024, the Chiefs ranked top 5 in points allowed per game, but this year, they're hovering around 15th. Offensively, Mahomes' passer rating is down from his MVP levels, sitting at about 95 instead of the 105 plus we're used to. Yards per play dropped from 6.2 to 5.8. It's not a collapse, but it's enough to make you wonder, is this a fluke or do they need tweaks? Speaking of tweaks, that's where the big debate comes in. Rebuild or retool? Let's make the case for retooling, because honestly, with a top 10 QB like Mahomes in his prime, tearing it all down feels like throwing out the baby with the bathwater. As sports analyst Nick Wright put it so perfectly on his show with Colin Cowherd, you're never a rebuild if you have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, in his prime. But they listen, this isn't a fluke. Just like last year, I was adamant that team was a great team, and everyone's like, but the margin of victory and the close wins. Winning in the NFL is a skill. Just like a great tennis player understands, there's like 4 or 5 points in the match that actually matter. I'm going to win those. The Chiefs last year understood that. Wright nails it. Last season's close wins weren't luck, they were clutch. This year, those bounces just haven't gone their way. So, what would retooling look like? Target a stud running back in free agency or the draft. Maybe someone like Saquon Barkley if he hits the market, or a rookie with Pacheco speed but more durability. Bolster that O-line with a veteran guard or a tackle. The draft is loaded this year with linemen from powerhouses like LSU or Alabama. And don't forget the wideouts. Travis Kelce is still the GOAT tight end, with over 11,000 career yards and that unbreakable chemistry with Mahomes. But adding speed opposite Hollywood Brown could open things up. Kelce, by the way, isn't just a player. He's a pop culture icon now, thanks to his podcast with Brother Jason and that high-profile romance with Taylor Swift, which has brought a whole new wave of fans to Chiefs Kingdom. Imagine the energy if they had another weapon. Defenses would be scrambling. But let's not sugarcoat it. There's a whisper of rebuild talk floating around. If they miss the playoffs, some fans might call for sweeping changes. The front office, led by GM Brett Veach, who's been a wizard at finding gems like Mahomes and draft, might consider trading aging vets or resetting the cap. But history tells us that's risky. Look back at the Chiefs' legacy. Founded in 1960 as the Dallas Texans before moving to KC in '63. They've got a storied past. Len Dawson quarterbacked them to their first Super Bowl win in 1970, beating the Vikings 23-7. Then came the dark years in the 80s and 90s, but Derek Thomas, that Hall of Fame linebacker with 126.5 sacks, brought fire. His tragic passing in 2000 was a gut punch, but it fueled the team's resilience. Arrowhead Stadium, dubbed the loudest in the world with a record 142.2 decibels, is more than a venue. It's a fortress where rivals like the Raiders tremble. So, tune in this Sunday for that Chargers clash. Grab your gear, fire up the grill, and let's make some noise. Follow us here for more updates, breakdowns, and that insider edge. Until next time, go Chiefs. Chiefs Kingdom forever.